When you see the word fresh at the grocery store, it feels like a promise. Fresh sounds clean, healthy, recently harvested, maybe even straight from a nearby farm. But here's the surprising truth. Fresh doesn't always mean what most of us think it means. In many cases, fresh is less about time and more about processing. In the food world, something is often considered fresh simply because it hasn't been frozen, canned, or heavily preserved. That means produce can travel thousands of miles, sit in storage for weeks or even months, and still legally be sold as fresh the moment it hits the shelf. Take apples, for example. Apples harvested in the fall can be stored in controlled atmosphere warehouses for up to a year. Oxygen levels are reduced, temperatures are tightly controlled, and the apples basically go into a kind of suspended animation. When they finally appear in the produce aisle the following summer, they're still labeled fresh, even though they may be 10 months old. The same idea applies to many fruits and vegetables. Onions, potatoes, carrots, and citrus are all commonly stored for long periods before being sold. Even leafy greens can be harvested, washed, packaged, and shipped across the country days before you ever see them, yet they're still marketed as fresh because they haven't crossed that invisible line into freezing or canning. Then there's the phrase, freshly harvested, which sounds very specific but often isn't. Unless the label includes a harvest date or a local source you recognize, that phrase usually just means not processed. It doesn't guarantee the produce was picked yesterday, last week, or even last month. Another layer of confusion comes from best by, sell by, and use by dates. These dates are often misunderstood as freshness indicators, but they're usually about quality, not safety. For fresh produce, many items don't require date labels at all, so you're left to judge freshness with your senses rather than the packaging. And those senses matter more than the label. Color, firmness, aroma, and texture are often better indicators of freshness than any word printed on a sign. A tomato labeled fresh but bred to survive shipping may look perfect while lacking flavor, while a slightly imperfect local tomato may taste far better and actually be fresher in every way that counts. It's also worth knowing that fresh doesn't automatically mean better or more nutritious. Frozen fruits and vegetables are often picked at peak ripeness and frozen within hours, locking in nutrients. In some cases, frozen produce can contain more vitamins than fresh produce that's been stored and shipped for long periods. So why use the word fresh at all? Because it sells. Fresh taps into our desire for natural, wholesome food, even if the definition behind the scenes is far looser than we imagine. Grocery stores aren't necessarily lying, but they're definitely using the broadest possible interpretation of the word. The good news is that you can still make smarter choices. Buying in-season produce, shopping local when possible, and learning which foods store well can all help you get closer to truly fresh food. Asking where something comes from and how it's handled can reveal far more than a label ever will. At the end of the day, fresh is less about a single word and more about context. How the food was grown, how long it was stored, how far it traveled, and how it looks and smells when you bring it home all matter more than a marketing term on a sign. If this video helped you see the grocery store a little differently, make sure to like and subscribe for more food facts and behind-the-scenes explanations like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.